Sir, you don't tell me my time is over.
You
the
know how
people
far
of New
we've
Jersey
come
tell me
since
what
you
my
tell-
time is.
Senator-
You can't lecture me.
You can tell me
Sir,
my time's over?
You may be the charge of the
I'm not
FBI,
going anywhere.
but I am not afraid of.
Why do we have 23,000 violent felons arrested this year alone? A 200, a double increase from that time last year. I would no longer be employed if I were
And I'm
confirmed.
assuming that mark had to do with loyalty to the Trump administration.
No, you're wrong.
Okay.
You're not going to believe the level of hostility in this hearing room. Senator Cory Booker came in with a blistering critique, accusing Kash Patel of carrying out a political purge at the FBI, gutting the Bureau and making the country less safe. Patel, in turn, refused to answer key questions, accused Booker of lying, and ultimately turned the hearing into a shouting match that ended with the now infamous line, "I am not afraid of you." This is a raw, personal, and intense look at the institutional war happening in Washington. Let's get into the play-by-play.
So you're saying that you had no discussions with the White House before you were in the position about the removal of any personnel from the agency?
As I was preparing for my confirmation hearing, I had numerous discussions involving the type of people that would be employed, and that those that were failing to meet the mark at the FBI would no longer be employed if I were
And I'm
confirmed.
assuming that mark had to do with loyalty to the Trump administration.
No, you're wrong.
Okay. I'd like to revisit another subject from that hearing. Did you testify, you did testify before the grand jury that President Trump had declassified the documents at issue in the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case. Is that correct?
I don't have the grand jury transcript. That's why I released it. Whatever it says is the best evidence.
That's what you said to Senator Whitehouse, that your grand jury testimony was publicly released. It has not been. In fact, in July, a court denied a news outlet's bid to get that transcript. But the court said quite clearly that you are free to discuss your grand jury testimony. So I ask you again, did you testify before the grand jury that President Trump declassified the documents at issue in the Mar-a-Lago classified document case?
And that is why I took your invitation to work with the department and the court to have that transcript released. And the transcript is the best evidence of what I said then.
Booker presses Patel on whether he discussed removing FBI personnel before being confirmed, and then presses him on his grand jury testimony regarding the Mar-a-Lago declassification claims. Commentary. This exchange sets the stage. Booker is trying to establish a pattern of deception and premeditation. Patel's strategy here is classic stonewalling. By saying, "The transcript is the best evidence," he knows he is forcing Booker into a legal corner, since that transcript is not publicly released. This allows Patel to avoid confirming or denying a core element of the Mar-a-Lago case.
To punish FBI agents associated with criminal investigations of Donald Trump. I don't believe you were truthful. Firing FBI employees based solely on the cases that they are investigating, their case assignments, is illegal, and you know that. A new lawsuit that's been discussed numerous times, filed by 3 FBI officials, alleges that you carried out Donald Trump's campaign of retribution, in quotes, against FBI employees for, quote, failure to demonstrate sufficient political loyalty. One of those plaintiffs has been discussed today, Brian Driscoll. Now, we know 20 years of distinguished service to the FBI before you terminated him. Special agent in charge of FBI's Newark field office, where he operated with distinction. Medal of Valor winner, Shield of Bravery awards. He's a patriot. You terminated Driscoll via a letter dated October 8th, 2025, and in that letter you said that you were firing him pursuant to Article 2 of the Constitution. Well, you're not the President of the United States, and so I'm wondering under what authority you were allowed to terminate him.
That matter is under litigation, and I'm not able to discuss it.
Booker presses Patel on whether he discussed removing FBI personnel before being confirmed, and then presses him on his grand jury testimony regarding the Mar-a-Lago declassification claims. Commentary. This exchange sets the stage. Booker is trying to establish a pattern of deception and premeditation. Patel's strategy here is classic stonewalling. By saying, "The transcript is the best evidence," he knows he is forcing Booker into a legal corner, since that transcript is not publicly released. This allows Patel to avoid confirming or denying a core element of the Mar-a-Lago case.
I believe you have made our country weaker and less safe. I believe that we are more vulnerable to a major event, and I pray to God it doesn't happen. You've gutted the Bureau of Institutional Knowledge and Expertise. You fired or pushed out seasoned FBI officials, many with more than 20 years of experience, and were working on cases that were critical. You've been purging thousands of serious law enforcement officials who spent their careers keeping us safe, only to lower hiring standards in order to find anyone to replace them. And shockingly, you admitted in this hearing to Senator Coons that it would take 14 years to fill the vacancies at your agency. Many are the result of your purge. 20% of FBI agents are doing low-level immigration enforcement instead of their mission-critical work. You've disbanded entire task forces that stop election interference, foreign influence, public corruption. And who benefits from this? Well, corrupt people benefit from it. Criminals benefit from it. Vladimir Putin benefits from it. And it really makes me wonder who you're looking out for. It makes me think we can't trust you as a nation.
This is Booker's prepared hammer blow. It's no longer a question. It's a closing argument, designed to be picked up by news outlets. By claiming Patel's actions benefit Putin, Booker raises the stakes from mere incompetence to a threat to national security. The accusation of a 14-year wait to fill vacancies adds an immediate, quantifiable measure of the institutional damage he claims has been done.
Oh,
You are an
you can
embarrassment
try all
to the
you
division
want
in this country.
to not take
Senator, it is
responsibility
my time.
for what
You
you
had
have
your
said.
time.
Sir, you're
Your
making
time
a
is
mockery of this
over.
committee. Sir, you don't tell me my time is over.
You
The
know how
people
far
of New
we've
Jersey
come
tell me
since
what
you
my
tell-
time is.
Senator-
You can't lecture me.
You can tell me
Sir,
my time's over?
You may be the charge of the
I'm not
FBI,
going anywhere.
but I am not afraid of you, sir.
Mr. Chairman,
Not afraid of you.
Mr. Chairman, point of order. Senator Booker, I announced at the beginning of this meeting that this back and forth, talking over each other doesn't work. And I said if that happened, I asked Patel not to respond, and I was going to give him some time after the senator's time was up to respond. And he has the privilege to do that uninterrupted.
Mr.
So
Chairman, one point of
Go
order.
ahead, Mr.
I've
Patel.
watched him talk over us, and you've never once criticized him for us not even being able to get our questions out.
Well,
He has been rude and disrespectful to senator after senator.
And when the senators were not giving him a chance to answer, I didn't stop the senator either. Go ahead, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If the FBI, under my 7-month leadership, were failing this administration in this country, why do we have 23,000 violent felons arrested this year alone? A double increase from that time last year. Why is it that we have seized 6,000 weapons? Why have we found 1,500 child predators and arrested them? Why have we 300 human traffickers in jail? Why have we found and identified 4,700 children? Why have we seized 1,600 kilograms of fentanyl, enough to kill a third of the American public, a 25% increase alone from last year? 88,000 kilograms of cocaine seized, 7,000 kilograms of meth seized, and that's just on our criminal operations in summer heat. How is it possible that we're taking 8 kilograms off the streets of the cities in New Jersey and preventing the deaths of 607,000 people this year alone, a failure of the FBI and my leadership?
This is the heart of the video. The not afraid line is a declaration of political war, signaling to the base that Patel is a fighter who will not be intimidated by the establishment. Crucially, when Patel finally gets his turn, he immediately pivots. He ignores the political accusations and overwhelms the results. He's essentially saying, you can call me corrupt, but look at the numbers. We are locking up criminals and seizing drugs at record levels.
How is it that we have counterintelligence arrests already this year exceeding the numbers from the entirety of last year? 33% increase in PRC, 83% in Russia, 60% in the CI space as it relates to Iran, and we haven't even talked about CT, the southern border, the northern border.
Before Senator Cruz, I kind of feel like a broken record today. All this interest in FBI termination, yet my colleagues showed no intent or interest in.
What a brutal exchange. This hearing wasn't about finding the truth. It was about defining the war. Senator Cory Booker's strategy was to attack the institutional integrity of the FBI. He painted a picture of a loyalist purging the agency of its institutional memory, the career agents who fight public corruption, intellectual interference, and foreign influence. His central theme, and perhaps the most damaging, is the idea that by diverting 20% of agents to low-level immigration enforcement and purging seasoned personnel, Patel is essentially giving a get-out-of-jail-free card to serious criminals and foreign adversaries like Vladimir Putin. This is a profound structural critique that suggests the FBI is being broken from the inside out. But let's look at the counterpunch. Kash Patel's defense was pure, unadulterated performance metrics. He had a simple, powerful narrative. The results speak for themselves. He didn't engage with the accusations of political loyalty or the firing of specific agents. Instead, he hammered the committee with a torrent of statistics: a 200% increase in violent felon arrests, massive seizures of fentanyl and cocaine, and thousands of child predators and human traffickers jailed. To his supporters, this is irrefutable proof of success. It suggests that the old guard that Booker defends was failing, and the new politically aligned leadership is finally delivering the safety that Americans demand. The dramatic climax, "I am not afraid of you," is more than just a soundbite. It's a political signal. It tells the Trump base that Patel views the senator as an opponent, not an overseer, and that he will not back down from the deep state or the Washington establishment that Booker represents. This rhetorical device perfectly captures the combative, anti-establishment posture of this administration. The real tragedy here, however, is that both sides might be telling a partial truth. It is possible that the FBI is indeed setting crime-fighting records, focusing heavily on violent crime and drug seizures, but it is also possible that those successes are coming at the expense of long-term, mission-critical work like public corruption task forces and counterintelligence operations, which don't produce the immediate flashy headlines. So, let's look at the trade-off. If you were in charge of the FBI, would you accept a short-term, dramatic increase in visible crime metrics, felon arrests, drug seizures, if it meant gutting the agency's institutional knowledge and losing task forces dedicated to fighting organized crime and foreign interference? Is the benefit of immediate, measurable safety worth the potential long-term vulnerability to sophisticated threats? I want to know which argument convinced you: Booker's structural warning about the FBI's institutional integrity, or Patel's aggressive defense based solely on tangible crime statistics? Drop your analysis in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we keep breaking down the most intense hearings in Washington.